Yo, what is up guys? It is me Matt coming to you with a brand new video. Now, I want to address something that's been going, that I've just wanted to, uh, you know, discuss my opinion on it and discuss what's going on and all this sort of stuff. So, as you all know, there is a massive outcry and of distress, disgust, anger, frustration in America because of the murder of George Floyd. But it's not only the case there, it is the case that of that whole justice system is still built on racism. Now, I don't quite know why people are still, why American police are still sort of like going by that unjust policing system. It is still, fair enough. It's not fair enough, right? It's absolutely ridiculous. We're in 2020 and people are still being fucking racist. People are still being murdered, right? Because they are a different skin colour. How stupid is that? How fucking irritating is that? Over here in the UK, we don't face as much sort of like outcry of rage because our cops don't shoot people. Well, as far as I'm aware, it could have happened. I'm not too sure. Let me know if that is the case. But America need to sort their priorities out in terms of that. They need to fix that issue. Over here, we've had protests over the same issue because there is still a lot of racism in the UK. Still a lot of racism. And now, I don't understand how people could still, judge someone for the colour of their skin. They're humans. They are just like us. They can breathe. They breathe the same air. We have the same blood. Just because they're of a different colour doesn't make them any less human. It is still so ridiculous. Now, my point being that it's still a problem. It's still a massive problem. Back in the 1950s when it was okay. No, in the 1950s it would be okay. But it's 2020. We've moved past that now. I don't understand how it's such a massive issue still, 70 years on. And people are still being killed for the colour of the skin. I don't know what it's like to fear for my life walking down the street, crossing the road, getting pulled over, None of us do. None of us white people do. Because we don't face that sort of oppression. Nobody should. And I hope, I can't believe I'm saying it, even Logan Paul spoke out about it. He said, hold your family accountable, hold your friends accountable, hold anyone you know accountable, use your privilege, your white privilege, right, to hold people responsible and support those who are being oppressed, support those who are suffering from this issue. We need to come together. We need to come together and remove racism completely. Like, I don't know if you've seen Toby's live stream, but he actually cried. He actually got extremely emotional and extremely upset because it's still happening. And he's faced racism, but he called himself one of the lucky ones because he's still alive. And it's so fucking ridiculous. I'm just ashamed. I am ashamed of this, of us as a species, as us as humans. I am ashamed of white people as a whole, because I've already explained it. I don't need to explain it again. It is absolutely ridiculous that this is still happening. It boils my blood to know that people have to live in fear of being shot because, what, they're taking the bins out, they're walking down the street, they're going to the shop, they made one mistake while driving, and then you've got these dumbass police that are like, oh, because of the colour of his skin, we may as well shoot him. It's so fucking ridiculous. And honestly, I couldn't give a fuck what people think. I know my opinion is the same as a lot of people, and a lot of people have spoke out about it, so I'm speaking out about it. I have every right to do so. If you've got a problem, keep quiet. Simple as that. Anyways, like I said, we need to come together. As a species, we need to pull together, and anyone who is doing bits to help out and, join the fight against racism, I respect you. I respect Logan for speaking out about it. He was literally at protests. In America, it's different because their lockdown isn't as... I don't think they're in lockdown, but their lockdown isn't as sort of like as strict as ours in terms of the regulations in some... but over here, lockdown is still, a thing. And maybe when the time is right, I'll even join a protest. I would love to. I was going to go to the one yesterday, but, out of respect for my mum, because she is shielding, I decided not to. But I'm sort of gutted I missed out. However, that doesn't excuse the fact that this still is happening, and, I'm rambling on about the same things because it's the same things that tend to happen. American police take the life of an innocent black man and make up excuses as to why they did it when there is no excuse. Over here, people are, sort of like still very, very judgmental. People assume that because you're a different people assume because you're from Asia, you're going to have the coronavirus. People assume that because you're from the Middle East, right, you're a terrorist. People over here assume that because you're of a darker skin tone, you're going to be more likely to commit a crime. It's so fucking stupid, and it's petty. We are all human. Yes, we make our mistakes, right? But I don't see why people can't fucking learn from them. I've fucked up plenty of times. I've never been racist, though. I would never. I don't understand it. And I still don't understand. I still don't understand it. And I don't understand why it's still happening. It is so upsetting. Like I said, I've never had to fear for my life because of my skin colour. But people do. And I will never understand it. I will never understand how it feels. I will never understand what it's like to go through something like that. Because my race, my skin colour has never been oppressed. I say never, I don't even know if we have or not, but like, we, white people, have not faced the level of oppression, prejudice, racism as other people of colour do. And it still continues to happen, and America is a very vocal point of it right now, which is understandable. You know what? I'd like to see the fact that people are coming together over it. Some of my friends attended the protest yesterday, and I'm really fucking proud of them for doing so. Because it shows. It shows who cares. It shows who is actually human, who has a heart. Some people didn't turn up to the protest and they'd like to, and that's fine. I'm not saying everyone who didn't is racist, but everyone who keeps quiet about it is a part of the problem, because you're letting the oppressor continue to do so. honestly really upsets me, and I know I've said the same thing over and over, but to get my point across, it has to be repeated. And it's the same thing with the protests. Until people listen, they're still going to do what they're doing. It may have been nearly 2 weeks now. It may have been a week. I don't know how long. It's 25th of May. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks now. For God's sake. 2 weeks. And this bullshit's still going on. Do you understand how irritating this is? But it's going to continue to happen for as long as people continue to be racist. And I'm sick of it. I really am. So is, pretty much everybody who's speaking out about it. So it's pretty much everyone who's standing up for it. Everyone of colour is sick of it. Some of them don't speak out in fear they may die. They lose their lives. Some don't speak out because, maybe they haven't found the right way to show it. And protests are sometimes the right way. Everyone has the right to protest, I understand COVID-19 is still ravaging the world. But in order for people to listen, things are going to happen. And it's shameful, really. And I hope anyone who sort of fucking hell, I'm getting really annoyed. I hope anyone, right, who has been racist or and sees the error of their ways understands where I'm coming from. Or anyone who, hasn't been but is standing up for what's right, sees where I'm coming from. I know it's a really long ass video, but honestly, I am fucking shamed that this is still happening. I am ashamed. Genuinely, I am ashamed of the human race. And it fucking sucks. I am ashamed of everyone who is sort of finding excuses to blame things on protests against this too. Anyways, I'm going to end it here. This video's way longer than it should have been. But yeah, I'm just fucking sick of this, dude, honestly. And I hope you understand. I'll leave a few links in the description of, some Black Lives Matter things. And, go support them. Go, show your solidarity within these things, within these organisations, these movements, these protests. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for understanding. Peace.